It's amazing. So we've been doing a Predator investigative franchise for 20 years.
Right.
20 years.
Right.
Now, when we first did this, the very first time for NBC, I wasn't sure anybody would show up then. And then after the second or third time, I'm thinking, who is going to possibly show up? They must know that we're out here. And yet, 20 years later, this year, these guys are still showing up from all walks of life. And I think, you know, for these guys who have this proclivity, for some of them, it's like almost being a heroin addict. They need this. They need to fulfill this fantasy. And the heroin addict knows there's a 20% chance there's fentanyl in the heroin and they could die. The predator knows there's a 20% chance it's me or any law enforcement agency around the world, but they need this fix and they do it. I have guys walk in and say, "Oh, you're Chris Hansen," before I can say a word.
And
I said, "Yes, I am." And they somehow are able to compartmentalize, "Oh, at school, I'm going to Chris Hansen's Takedown show," with what they were actually going to do here. And then they start telling me the story about, "Oh, I was just here to check on the girl. I really wasn't going to do anything. I thought it was a fantasy."
But yet they're there. You say people walk in and go, "Oh, you're Chris Hansen." I'm fascinated where the people don't.
Oh yeah, and we've had a fair amount of that too.
I have a clip, which kind of made me. Nothing about this makes me laugh, but this makes me laugh. This is a clip where the guy doesn't recognize
classic,
you.
Yeah.
This guy, look at this guy. Watch this.
I'm Chris Hansen.
No, you're not.
Is that?
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. And this is a show, an investigation called Hansen versus.
I love it. Okay, we stop.
Sir,
no, you're not.
This is Mike Manzi, right? He's a math tutor working for some of the most prominent families outside of New York City. And
he's a tutor.
He was a tutor back
for
then.
kids.
For kids. Kids the same age as the one he was coming there to see.
Is he paying you to plug his business?
I don't think so. I don't think he's doing much tutoring these days.
No.
I think he was working at a pet shop the last time I checked.
Really?
Yes.
What if he's not doing anything weird to puppies and stuff?
I hope not.
I hope not. So but he didn't not think it was you.
Yeah.
Even once you say it, I would think people would go, "Holy shit," and kind of understand it. Here's the other thing I don't understand. I don't understand why they don't leave, or they don't or maybe that's the way you're editing it. Is that the way you're editing?
Some of them try to run out.
They do. Some do try to run. Jackie, you're exactly right. And the way it's structured now is if they do run, they're arrested by the sheriff's office or the police department with which we're working.
Okay.
And if it all goes to plan, I will still get a chance to interview them after they're cuffed and arrested and after the situation is settled.
So I was going to ask you about that. So somebody gets arrested. They sit there. He doesn't want to talk. This is the guy. I want to show the one where after he gets arrested, he doesn't want to talk. Now, he's not obligated to talk to you.
He doesn't have to talk. And that's where, I've got to earn my paycheck. I've got to, get in his head and hopefully get him to talk to me so I can understand what it was that led him to meet me in this situation.
Are they allowed to use anything he says to you in a court of law before his Miranda rights are read?
They can.
Okay.
And this has been upheld in appellate courts across the country.